Hi guys, welcome back to The Lion and His Men. So last week I mentioned that at the end of a relationship that taught me all kinds of things about myself, some of which were not pleasant, I sat down to write this list, 10 things that I must be or must become in order to be a marriageable spouse. So I opened my Bible and I got on my knees and I started exploring, and what I discovered was 10 things that I believe every man, every mighty man must have. Who am I to declare what 10 things men must be? This is not my declaration. This is my understanding of Scripture's opinion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 10 today, and just in brief summary. And then the 10 videos that follow will be more in-depth analysis discussion on each one of those points. That sound fair? All right, so here we go. 10 must-haves for mighty men. Number 1, I must be humble. Pride is a great destroyer of relationships. Pride is also the great destroyer of men. It is a wedge. It is a poison. It's one of those things that is dangerous because it blinds you to its own danger. Pride feels no need, and because it feels no need, it seeks no solution. Because it seeks no solution, it gets no solution. We can literally be full and be starving at the same time. And if there's one thing I've learned about pride, it's that most of us are fighting it the wrong way. More on that in the discussion on pride. Number 2, I must be pure. If there is an equal or possibly even more powerful killer than pride, it is impurity. Think about it. The strongest man ever on record, Samson, who was it that finally figured out the secret of his strength? Yeah, it was a woman. The wisest man who ever walked the face of the earth, who was it that finally undid the whole fabric of his reign and brought from his mouth at the end of his life all his vanity and vexation of spirit? Yeah, that was women, lots of women, 1,000, It wasn't the women's fault. Anyway, why is this so powerful? Why is impurity so powerful? A couple of reasons for that. I think, number 1, the most beautiful, the most sacred, the most pleasurable things in experience are also the most volatile and the most fragile. And so Satan's invested in messing up what is supposed to be most beautiful. Second, we can't love the holy and the profane at the same time. And if it's a tug of war between the holy and the profane, or the holy and everything else is winning, that just means that I'm going to be like everyone else. And I'm going to be like everyone else in the midst of a generation that is begging for miracle men. I want to be a miracle man. Yeah, so that's number 2. I must be pure. Number 3, I must be brave. And by brave, I mean brave in the face of danger, but also indomitable. You knock me down, I'm getting back up again. You knock my stuff down, I'm going to pick it back up. And you're going to get tired of it before I do. Oh, I love that. I'm not talking about a macho bravado brave. I'm talking about brave with tears in his eyes. I'm talking about a soft heart and a backbone of steel. Trembling, but unflinching. Brave. I must be brave. Let me stop before I get carried away. Number 4, I must be wise. Give me a wise and understanding heart, said Solomon. And what did he mean? What is wisdom? Wisdom is the skillful and discerning application of knowledge, of raw facts, right? So we have plenty of raw facts in the world, but raw facts don't do you any good unless you're able to properly apply them. And of all the kinds of raw facts, I think most significant in my mind when I say I must be wise are facts about myself. That is to say, I need to be self-aware. I need to see myself as I really am. See myself through God's eyes, be able to see myself through others' eyes, and discern between truth and error when it comes to myself. Wisdom simply won't be satisfied with blind spots. And there's 100 other applications too. There's giving good counsel, being fair, as fair to your enemies as to your friends. There's having healthy priorities. All these things fall under the same category, wisdom. I must be wise. Number 5, I must be unselfish. I love this one. I am a couch potato by nature. And I like to think of myself as a benevolent couch potato, by which I mean I'm very happy for other people to enjoy the merits and the benefits of the couch, right alongside me. Wow. It's true, though. So I have to spend, I spend and expend a significant amount of energy getting off the couch because there's more to life than sitting on the couch. And I know that, right? And I get the rewards of getting off the couch. But anyways, you understand what I'm saying. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're not a couch potato. Pray for the couch potatoes. I must be unselfish. The problem with someone who loves the couch is that oftentimes our love for the couch overrides service, for example. What would it be like if I never sat while another stood? What would it be like if I never ate while another was hungry? What would it be like if I never rested while another served? Now, of course, there's a balance to this. We need to take care of ourselves in order to take care of other people, and getting that balance right is the crux of this conversation. But nevertheless, the world would be a different place if more of us understood and fully embraced and exuded this principle. So number 5, I must be unselfish. Halfway there. Number 6. Number 6, I must be honorable. Here comes my favorite word again. Chivalry. There's already a video on chivalry. I'll put the link in the description. Honorable. What does it mean to be honorable? Well, for one thing, it does mean chivalry, courtesy, generosity, valor, dexterity in arms. Also, it means integrity, living the truth, not just saying the truth. Also, it means honor. Yeah, good old-fashioned honor. Do we even know what that means anymore? Whatever happened to rising from your seat before shaking the hand of someone who is older than you? Have you ever wondered that? Yeah, I have too. And sometimes after I have forgotten and sat there in my seat, glibly shaking the hand of someone that I should be rising up to honor, I ask myself again, what happened to you? Whatever happened to you? What's wrong with you? I don't know. I think I'm a little bit obsessed with old-fashioned etiquette and class, but I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. I just think that waistcoats and cravats were a little bit classier than baggy jeans riding halfway down my thighs. That's my bias coming through, I guess. Anyway, number 6, honorable. Number 7, responsible. This one excites me. I believe that as a man, I am designated by God, designed by God to be a keeper of sacred charge, a protector of sacred trust, a defender of sacred property. And what is sacred charge? Yeah, that's the charge God lays upon you for everyone around you who needs you. Everyone weaker, everyone more vulnerable than yourself. And defending sacred property, what is sacred property? Sacred property is everything that belongs to God, which is, everything. So yeah, number 7, I must be responsible. Number 8, sensitive. I must be sensitive. This one is kind of the other side of brave. It is being soft when soft is called for, but much more than just being soft. It's seeing. It's understanding. We're good at fixing, we're bad at noticing. And as a result, we miss the fact that sometimes when there's a problem to fix, that problem is just a symptom of something we were supposed to notice. And if we had noticed it, we wouldn't even have the problem to fix in the first place. So, sensitive. Number 8. Number 9, communicator. 2 things. What kind of communication and whose job is it? By what kind of communication, I mean soft in every answer, persevering to resolution, not afraid to tackle the hard stuff. And by whose job is it? It's mostly mine. I am called not just to respond when there's an issue, but actually to pursue, to get out there in front and seek to uncover the problems potentially before they even start. When I was in a relationship with my lovey, I discovered or I had discovered previous to that it's my job to communicate not just with her, but also with her parents. And in communicating with her parents, not just to ask their input or advice, but actually to keep them abreast of all that I'm thinking and doing and how I'm leading in the context of a relationship. If it's important in the context of a dating, relationship between you and a potential spouse and her parents, far more important in the context of a relationship where it's just me and her, right? So, number 9, communicator. And last but not least, number 10, provider. Again, I love this one. This one is cousin to brave for me, and it reflects my calling to provide for my people, not just financially, but also physically and emotionally and spiritually as well. And it implies much more than just, going out and making money. For example, in my case, I own my own businesses, and so focus is one of the ingredients of this for me. If I can't learn to focus, to ignore my push notifications or whatever when I'm in work mode, then ultimately that affects my ability to provide. So lots of things under this umbrella, and we'll discuss more of them when we unpack this one in particular. But for now, I think I've given you enough. There are the 10 things, 10 must-haves for mighty men. I must be humble, pure, brave, wise, unselfish, honorable, responsible, sensitive, a communicator, and a provider. Whew, if that's feeling like a mouthful or a life full, it probably is because it is. And maybe it'll take us the rest of our lives to embrace them and understand them fully. But I'm excited to have seen, even in just little ways, the way that God can unlock the potential of manhood, not only personally, but also in the context of relationships as well. How he can unlock that potential to make us all that we were created to be. So that's it for this week. Stay tuned for the next 10 videos where we unpack each principle in a little bit more detail. And if any of those 10 things resonated with you, struck a chord with you, like and share. Let's add to the army. Let's add to the number of men pursuing the glorious vision that God has for men and for manhood for us individually. And until next time, for the roar of the lion and the love of the lamb, I'm Sean Neblett, and this is The Lion and His Men.